quick shout out to our A team, being Angie on Hell, for for preparing this this update. And this is an update on our construction projects. Next slide. And so this is, we've talked a little bit over the last few months about the Socorro Main Canal project. This is the weir that was newly constructed. You can see the downstream concrete section, and upstream is a widened earthen section that will capture sediment and give us a place to try and get that sediment before it gets further downstream. This is about 1.25 miles south of, maybe 1.33 miles south of the Santa Clausia Dam. So we'll just briefly go over these highlighted projects, the top 5 projects here. Okay. Bosque 1 lateral wasteway project. This was a project that we changed up the mechanics here, if you will. Next slide. This is an overhead shot of the structure that was constructed by Lopez Precision. This structure, this canal actually continued south into a private residential area, highly densely populated area that had no outfall. In other words, if there was a lot of water released, there was no place for it to go. So this structure will divert water there to your right. You can see the little channel off to the right. And we have the ability now to close the turnout there at the heading, or at the tail end of the structure, if you will. Water would overflow into that box, that rectangular dark box to the right, and get into the wasteway canal. Next slide. Here's a little bit of an overview of what the project looks like. So rather than draining the water of the Bosque 1 to the south, it now drains to the west into the Trisco feeder.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, real quick on that. That was a project designed in-house by engineering staff with feedback from the field divisions. And there is a movement, and I think Angie will be upset with me about this, but there is a movement to coin this wasteway the Angie Wasteway. So she's not here to object. So there is while it might be tied to the Bosque 1, there is and you know, some of those stick. If you guys know, there are different staff names for certain types of canals and outfalls. So there is a movement. So if everybody here will help us, we feel like this should stay Angie's Wasteway, and she'll forever be remembered on this project.
Also wanted to just a quick thank you to Pueblo Santa Ana for their coordination efforts. They were very, very good to work with, very accommodating in working with us through this. You know, we could have easily got into a bunch of issues with right of way and things like that. And Glenn was and the folks over at Santa Ana were great to work with. Next slide. This is the completed Las Cercas pilot project. This is our Rubicon pilot project. Again, Lopez Precision constructed the concrete improvements to accommodate the new gates. And if you can see those 2 gates, you know, I guess what I like in those 2 when I first saw them was if you ever filling up your salt shaker at the house, you open up the little tab on your little salt container. That's pretty much how these gates work. They raise, and they're kind of curved. Raise and lower, and that's how you set your water levels. So again, this is a $108,000 concrete project, and then with the pilot working with Rubicon to assess the functionality of their systems on this project. Really cool project. Next item. This is the backside of the structure with water in it. Next item. And so this is our Highline overflow structure. It's under construction right now. To the top center, right in the canal where we see the water, the concrete work is complete. Contractor is working on the rundown, the energy dissipator on the bottom of the screen there. We have had a little bit of a change in the access ramp there to the left, where you can kind of see the excavator sitting. We'll make some modifications with that, and this project is moving right along. We've been coordinating with the property owner and removing some irrigation systems and even some pecan trees that were in our work area. So they've been very accommodating as well. Next item. Just a little bit of an overview of the same, kind of before and after. Next slide. Socorro Main Canal Channel Lining Project. Here we go again. This is the section that was lined with concrete canvas. This is a low-cost alternative to lining the channel. A bit of a pilot project for us as well. I think that so far it's working out great. The flows are much more manageable. We anticipate that with the sediment removal structure of upstream was going to help out greatly with the sediment accumulation in this area at a lower cost. And there it is before and after as well. Another before and after. That's looking downstream. Next item. Low flow conveyance maintenance project. You can see on the left there of the image. Work is complete on the left side, and crews worked their way around, and they started catching up on the right side. But work is proceeding very nicely. Our contractor CF Padilla, some experience that came over from the bureau, and one of the guys that actually was part of the maintenance for the bureau on this facility years and years ago, leading the project, and they're just moving right along. I think they're ready to continue going south if we can get a little more work their way. Next image. You can see the low flow before and after, the overgrowth on the left image there where it says LFCC, and what it looks like afterwards. Next slide. And so those are the big projects. If there's any questions for the A team, stand for question.